Good morning everyone. This is Prakash Kumar Gupta from Brilliant Public School, Bhatarai. Today's topic is differentiation and its applications. So here some basic differentiation rule we have first. First is constant rule. Differentiation of any constant is 0. Power rule. X to the power n differentiation is nx n minus 1. Constant rule. Constant multiplication rule. The any function is multiplied with any constant, so its differentiation also will be multiplied with its constant. Okay, sum rule. The two functions if added and their differentiation is required, so separately we will differentiate first and then we will add them. Next is difference rule. Same as sum rule, it is difference rule, so we'll subtract it. Examples also are given accordingly. Next is differentiation of log and exponential functions. So differentiation of e to the power x, already e to the power x only. Differentiation of log x is 1 by x. Differentiation of a to the power x, a to the power x log a, and differentiation of x to the power x is equal to x to the power x 1 plus log x, and differentiation of log ax. So 1 by x into 1 by log a. Okay, and along with that function and derivative is there. Suppose y is equal to fx, so its first principle is given, limit h tends to 0, function x plus h minus fx by h. Second is chain rule. Suppose two functions are there, function of function, then differentiation of that function is u, differentiation of u multiplication of the v multiplied by differentiation of v. Now product rule already you are knowing, multiplication of v differentiation of u plus multiplication of u and differentiation of v. And quotient rule, y dash is equal to, in denominator we'll write v square, the denominators square, then multiplication of v and differentiation of u plus multiplication of u and differentiation of v. Next is implicit functions. So how we will differentiate this type of functions? Differentiate both sides of the equation with respect to x first, okay, then applying the rule of differentiation. If an expression involves y, then include dy by dx, means y also will be differentiated and it will be dy by dx. Isolate all the dy by dx terms on one side of the equation, then factor out dy by dx. Now dy by dx you keep one side only and rest everything send in the another side. Like one example is given here, dy by dx we have to find for 2x square minus 3y cube is equal to 5. So d by dx is equal to what? 2x square minus 3y cube. What is the differentiation of 2x square? 4x minus 3y cube, 9y square dy by dx is equal to differentiation of 5 is 0. Now everything will send to RHS except dy by dx. So we will be getting 4x by 9y square. Next is derivative of parametric equations or parametric functions. Here first of all we have to differentiate both the equations x is equal to 2 sin t and y is equal to cos t with respect to t. So how we will get dy by dx? By getting dy by dt upon dx by dt. So dy by dt how much we will get? Minus sin t, and dy by dt dx by dt 2 cos t. Okay, so minus sin t upon 2 cos t. If you can calculate, you will get minus tan t upon 2. Next is higher order derivatives. Higher order derivative means any function is found the derivation or differentiated, okay, twice or more than twice, then it is called higher order derivatives. Like dy by dx is differentiated, so we'll get d2y by dx square, and it is denoted by d2y by dx square also, then it is denoted by f double dash x or f2x. Okay, next third derivative, 3 times, actually it is 3. Okay, next n times. So here one example is given to us for this one. Suppose one function is there and this function we have to differentiate, है ना? So first differentiation is 4x cube minus 10x plus 12. Second differentiation will get 12x square minus 10. Third differentiation 24x. Fourth differentiation 24, and after that it became constant. So the differentiation will be 0 0 0. So all higher derivatives will be 0 0 0 after fifth one. Next, cost function. Let us take C is the fixed cost plus variable cost C. So C is equal to what actually? A plus bx. So price demand function P is equal to m minus nx. M and n both are constants depending on the problem, and x is the of items that can be sold as P per item. Next is revenue function. So revenue of the item sold price per item R is equal to xp or R is equal to x m minus nx. So this will be quadratic. Profit function, profit is equal to what? Revenue minus cost. So P is equal to x m minus nx minus a plus bx. Okay, so this also will get quadratic. Next, marginal cost. Marginal cost is equal to what? Cost to produce one more, means whatever the cost was there for production of some countable items, and if we want to produce one more, so how much extra cost is there, that only is called marginal cost. Okay, so and then marginal revenue, total revenue is equal to what? Price into quantity. So marginal revenue is equal to what? Differentiation of total revenue, and that only is equal to differentiation of P into Q by dq. Average revenue, total revenue by Q minus AR, average revenue, and demand P is equal to MR minus AR, marginal revenue minus average revenue. Next is a tangent to a curve is a line that touches the curve at a point. The derivative of the function at this point is the slope of the tangent line. Okay, so normal to a curve is a line perpendicular to the tangent to a curve. Next, one formula is there to find tangent and normal to a curve. So tangent, what is the formula? Y minus y naught equals to f dash, means differentiation of that function multiplied with x minus x dash. If you want to find normal now, so 1 by minus f dash x we have to multiply in place of f dash x. Next is increasing and decreasing functions. If f dash x is greater than 0 for every x on the say some interval I, then f of x is increasing on the particular interval. But if f dash x is smaller than 0 for the same some interval I, then fx is decreasing on that particular interval. Third one, if f dash x is equal to 0, okay, so that is, it is constant, it is neither increasing nor decreasing. Second derivative demonstrate whether a point with 0 first derivative is maximum, minimum, or an inflection point. So you can see the first one it is maximum, second one it is minimum, and the third one it is inflection point, means it is changing. Next, maxima and minima. You can observe here, if the graph is having here the value is least, no, so it is minimum, and here it is maximum, minimum, maximum. So you can see here two local minima and two local maxima, but overall this is the maximum, or greater than this here we have. So this is called universal maxima, and this one is called universal minima. Okay, thank you very much everyone.